Well, you can certainly predict the weather, but sometimes you can't predict a car accident or something happening in your house. If you're lucky in life, you'll never be involved in a car accident, your house will never be damaged, and you'll never be the victim of a crime. Unfortunately, though, that's not how life works. That's why you need trusted, reliable car and home insurance to protect your next. Let's find out more.
So if you're lucky in life, you will never be involved in a situation where your property is lost, breaks, or is damaged. But that certainly seems unlikely throughout an entire lifetime. You can hear I'm speaking from my own experience, the pain. As we're all aware, insurance protects us against life's little hiccups, and how many of us really understand the ins and outs of the protection available to us. Well, head of Standard Insurance Limited, Nolwandle Mkhokli Mbalo, is on hand for a very, I'm going to treat it, self-indulgent chat to help inform us. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Grant.
It's great to have you here. And I mentioned that this is going to be a bit self-indulgent because this is where it becomes personal for us. Everyone has experienced some kind of loss or damage. What different types of insurance are available to us?
Thanks, sir. I think it's a very critical question. Insurance is actually about indemnifying you, and it talks to placing you in the same position as you were in before. And it's not about if, it's when it happens. And I think what's important is actually understanding the assets, because ours is to protect the assets that you have. And that talks to that car, which could be your first valuable assets that you actually...
and your first love.
It's your first love. It's something that you've actually paid a lot of money for, and it needs to be protected. So we do have motor insurance, which covers actually your vehicle in the case of an accident, as well as in the case of, in the event of a total loss. The second part of your insurance is the valuable items that are in your house. That plasma TV that you bought, that expensive jewelry that you have.
Your second love.
And that could be your second love. But these are all assets that we accumulate as we go on, and they actually have sentimental values to all of us. So household insurance includes all of those valuable items that are within your house. And more importantly, your house, the structure of your house. And this is where actually Standard Bank comes in very importantly. In that we finance that first purchase, that could be your first or second purchase of that house. But we also protect that assets, the structure of that building. In the event of a rain, in the event of a storm, you need insurance. And those are the key, critical and core aspects of what you need to actually insure as a person.
Everything that you've spoken about has an emotional investment. These are things that we hold dear, so it's lovely to hear you talk about them as that needs to be protected. You often only realize you need the insurance when it's possibly too late. What are some of the major pitfalls that you've encountered, things that we need to be aware of?
What we need to be aware is actually we need to heighten awareness around the importance of insurance, so that at the point when you start accumulating those assets, you know exactly what to look for and where to look for that. Short-term insurance is a long, well-established institution in South Africa. And in 2018, we've got various means that you can access insurance. No longer the days where you can only rely on your broker to actually provide that insurance. I can imagine as a young person at that point.
It's intimidating.
A broker is a far-fetched thing from you. It's your parents' stuff. But you can also access insurance directly, online. So it's important that as a consumer, we actually heighten that level of awareness even before you actually have a need, so that when you are in a need, one of the things that I always actually come across is for your vehicle, you get the finance and you go pick up your vehicle. It's the last thing that you think about if it's your first time insurance. You just want your car. And the dealer tells you that you have to have your insurance before we give you the car. And you're actually faced with a situation where you have to make a decision abruptly. It's important, therefore, for the consumer to actually search and know some of these things. It's onerous on us as well, as in the industry, to heighten that levels of awareness for the consumer proactively.
Because ultimately you have to deal with the protection of those consumers and carry the premiums and so much more. But what should people be considering when looking at their own protection plan?
When you look at your protection, as I said, you start looking in terms of you're covered for total loss. In the event of theft, that car is actually not recovered. You're also covered in the extent of an accident where your car had to go in for repairs. What is important in that you have to actually also think about the fact that should I be involved in an accident, what will I do? There's option covers that we offer you, which is the car hire. It could be, as we said, insurance about placing you in the same position as you were before. You have an option of actually looking at B class, A class, or a similar car that you are currently driving, obviously at a price to you as a consumer. So in maintaining your lifestyle and ensuring that there's continuity, you need to actually look at some of those things. Ask the questions from your underwriter, ask the questions from your broker in terms of what other additional covers that are actually available to me to ensure that I continue with my life.
I love it. Thank you for being so open and honest. And I think there's something that we can all go through, not just young people, but everyone out there. Just to do a little audit of your own protection plan right now. Is it suited for you? Are you covered? Thank you so much for joining us. I think it's all about empowering ourselves with that vital knowledge, and great to know that Standard Insurance Limited is in our corner, at least, helping each one of us protect your next. And we look forward to more insights next week.
Protect your next with Standard Insurance Limited. Get up to 20% cash back on your premiums. SMS Expresso to 31492 for a quote.